Hello everyone, I'm Xinmin Xia, PhD candidate from the City University of Hong Kong. Today I will present my paper, Chengdu Biennale, from a tour of stimulating real estate business to bringing the garden city Chengdu in the post-pandemic age. First, I'll give an introduction. The following is the overview of the actions of the Chengdu Biennale from 2001 to 2009. Then I will examine the Chengdu Biennale in 2011 and 2013. I will also discuss the new editions in 2021. And last is the conclusion. As art historian and critic Lu Peng said, to some extent, all the Chinese biennials are tours of the government. The comments can apply to almost all Chinese biennials, as the government has been involved in running the biennials and therefore influenced what kind of voices would be delivered. They are utilized as certain tools to serve specific goals. Some efforts has been made to challenge the system, such as businessman Deng Hong and the Chengdu Biennale he held from 2001 to 2009. However, Deng's ambition failed. The abrupt stop of the Chengdu Biennale in 2013 indicated the difficulty of constructing a new independent supportive system for contemporary Chinese art with less involvement from the government. In 2021, the Biennale was relaunched due to the local government's support. The claim aim is to build Chengdu, the garden city in China. It also served the goal of promoting Chengdu 2021 FISU Games. The resumption of the Biennale during the post-pandemic time also indicated the government's effort to reintegrate into the globalized trend. Above all, isn't the Biennale as utilized a tool the ultimate remedy for achieving all these goals? The answer may be not. Let's start from the very beginning. Entrepreneur Deng Hong was the critical driver in starting the Chengdu Biennale. He was known for founding the Chengdu International Conference and Exposition Center and the Chengdu Modern Art Museums. Touched by the holding of the 2000 Shanghai Biennale, he commented that the Biennale needs to make some effort in promoting national art and culture and not becomes a remark of the Western biennials. Thus, Zheng decided to hold the Chengdu Biennale to highlight national and local arts and culture, as he claimed. He themed the 2001 Chengdu Biennale Yangban Model Art in China due to his interest in traditional Chinese paintings. By emphasizing the importance of easel art, Deng hoped to draw more attention to painting, sculptures, and photography than the popular installation art. This concept, however, caused many troubles. No concept of easel art exists in the history of art. As Clement Greenberg discussed, the easel painting is a unique product of the West with no real counterpart elsewhere. In these circumstances, the serious discussions on easel paintings in the Chinese context seems indefensible. Since Deng was the primary founder of the Biennale and settled down on the title, curators had to make an argument for it, although it was pretty vague. The first Chengdu Biennale opened in the Chengdu Modern Art Museum on December 15, 2001. They included contemporary Chinese paintings, oil paintings, prints, and sculptures, attempt to form an in-depth study of the easel art in the history of contemporary Chinese art since the 1980s. It became the most controversial large-scale exhibition in the 1990s in China. For Deng, it seemed quite optimistic that the Biennale caused disputes, which can bring him and the Biennale more exposure. The art community could not be convinced that the reformation of the art exhibition structure in China could be realized through the entrepreneur. The second Chengdu Biennale arrived 4 years after the first edition, accounting for the delay reason. Deng said that they need to wait for the completion of his real estate projects, Chengdu Central City and the Jiuzhai Paradise, the exhibition sites for the Biennale. The theme of the Biennale, Landscape, Central, and Paradise, also resonates with the name of the real estate projects. Curators recounted the problem to justify the theme. Due to the tight preparation schedule and technical issues, all artworks had to play within the exhibition halls rather than in the halls and the Jiuzhaigou Valley, which could correspond with the Green Mountains and clear water and promote the real estate projects. Thus, the display result looked kind of messy. This time, many experimental installation and performance were included, strongly contradicting the first edition. This edition was more down-to-earth and entertaining. The Biennale turned out to be very popular as many people drove more than an hour to join the event, not only to visit the exhibition, but also to attend the outdoor bear festival, Chengdu's Night. Deng's idea of combining those two events was clearly for commercial purpose. The Biennale received many criticism again for the inappropriate theme, the chaotic organization, and the obvious commercial components. It was believed that the Biennale has become evidence of capital controlling art. The third Biennale in 2007 was themed Reboot and finally had a more academic-oriented goal, claiming to present objectively, the multi-phase process of the development of contemporary Chinese art. The focus of the Biennale was guohua, generally referred to as traditional Chinese ink paintings. 61 Chinese artists contributed around 600 pieces of artworks that more or less employ ink painting techniques. The Biennale summarized the recent development of Chinese ink paintings, reacting to the original goal of Deng Hong. Since the reputation of the Chengdu Biennale was boosted because of its seriously academic-oriented third edition, the 2009 edition also adopted a similar orthodox curatorial strategy to focus on the history of the new China through the expression of art. Dividing the exhibition into 5 chapters, the curators aimed to cover the whole Chinese narratives, which was both ambitious and unrealistic. Meanwhile, curators also focus on the major narratives about the people's ethics to reflect reality and history. It turned out that this edition was very different from the previous ones again. In the past decades, Deng Hong was the sole founder for the organization of the Chengdu Biennale. Spending for each edition was about 7 million. The only revenue he could get was hundreds of thousands from selling tickets. The 2008 Wenshan earthquake and financial crisis impacted Deng's business, and some of the scheduled works were not included as scheduled. Several art scholars and critics have called for the involvement of a professional art foundation in the running of the Biennale, and it was too late. Deng was arrested in an anti-corruption movement. It basically marked an end to Deng's Chengdu Biennale era. Retracing back the history of the Chengdu Biennale from 2001 to 2009, there is no doubt that it would not form without the effort of Deng Hong. In the early 21st century, Chengdu Biennale became Southeast China's most significant art event. There were also many criticisms surrounding the Biennale, since Deng's taste primarily influenced curatorial strategies. Moreover, the series of Biennale lacked a clear thread connecting the exhibitions. The critique of Deng showed that it was unreliable and unsustainable to count the organization of the art biennial to a single individual. Labeling with the name of the whole city, the Chengdu's Biennale was saved by the local government after Deng's silent quit, taken control by the Chengdu Publicity Department of the Municipal Committee. The new edition of the Chengdu Biennale in 2011 also served a clear goal: promote the local culture and brand the city as Garden City. The theme of the Biennale was changing vistas, creative duration, and included 3 theme exhibitions. The included contemporary art exhibition included 3 subsections, all corresponding with the central theme and highlighting the Garden City brand while promoting traditional Chinese culture. The highlight of the biennial was the added design exhibition and architecture exhibition, which enriched the artistic theme. Meanwhile, 60 special invited professional exhibitions were held in Chengdu, aiming to spread knowledge of contemporary art. The rich cultural activities, with the help of local with official promotion, attracted widespread attention from the Chengdu citizens. Within the 1-month exhibition period, 270,000 visitors came to join the Culture Fest. Although the last edition won much publicity, the Chengdu government unexpectedly decided to draw out of the organization of the 2013 edition, probably due to financial considerations. Deng Hong became the chairman again. Without much publicity, it closed 4 days earlier, with only one handwritten notice on the official exhibition site. Since the Chengdu Biennale was started and owned by a private entrepreneur but not part of the long-term government plan, abandoning the tour seems understandable. The massive investment for the 2011 edition could be an uneasy burden for the local government. In retrospect, each edition provided different angles to examine the development of contemporary Chinese art, and there was a lack of continuity among each edition. It also received many negative criticism, as it was not easy to balance between the academic and the market, elite consciousness and popular culture, personal benefits, and arts development. Treated as a tool for individual organizers to earn benefits, or for the government to raise the reputation of the city, Chinese biennials are dealing with the same dilemma. Their sustainable development depends on long-term plan goals and reliable funding sources, which are difficult to achieve. In 2018, the overall planning for the city development of Chengdu proposal set the objective of turning Chengdu into a garden city again. The local government planned to employ cultural strategies to incorporate more creative elements into the development of garden city, causing an essential incentive for reorganizing the Chengdu Biennale. Moreover, Chengdu will hold the 2021 Summer World University Games. Large-scale cultural events could also serve as effective tools to attract more attention to the Biennale, to the sports game. First of all, the 2021 Chengdu Biennale owns the perfect exhibition space, since it is the opening exhibition of the Tianfu Art Museum and the Chengdu Museum of Contemporary Art. The new museums provided world-class exhibition venues for the holding of the Biennale. With the slogan of Art Blooms in Garden City, the curatorial theme of the Biennale was Superfusion. According to curator Fan Dian, the reason for choosing the theme is the following. The broad theme aims to fill in the blank of the absence of art biennials in Chengdu for 8 years. The focus was to reach and present a blending of media, conceptions, and forms of art and a crossover between visual art and blending art with other subjects and areas. Under the general theme, the Biennale was divided into 8 thematic sections. The first section was also the most focused one. In the middle of the exhibition hall was Xu Bing's installation background story, Landscape of the Summer Hills. When visitors stand in front of the wall of the work, they will see a traditional landscape painting, and when they look back of it, they will unexpectedly find a sticking dry plants and garbage. The creative installation has attracted much attention, and other displaying works here also has similar high qualities, such as Karsten Holler's Decimal Clock. This exhibition session presented cutting-edge contemporary art masterpieces, and the above works were also the most popular ones. Following was the section Urban Cohabitation. Curated by architecture scholars, this section mainly focused on architecture design and the relationship between art and the city in the urbanization progress. For example, Jiuzhaigou's train station in the forest echoed the theme of Garden City. The setting of the exhibition section showed the academic orientation of the Biennale, summarizing the up-to-date trend in our urban cities and their new functions. The third section was called Zeitgeist Co-Evaluation. The section presents the young state of contemporary art and the interaction among fashion, design, and popular art. The colorful exhibition room broke the usual white cube setting. There was always a line waiting to join Cao Fei's interactive video installation called Human. a special project with Prada to discuss the issue of artificial humans and the trace star culture. The above three sections were situated in the Chengdu Museum of Contemporary Art. Considering the broad scope of the curatorial theme and the lack of connection between each exhibition section, the audience may not be able to get a clear clue while visiting. But the exhibited works also meet the standard of a high-quality international biennial. The other exhibition sections were located in the Tianfu Art Museum. Technological correspondence mainly included technology-inspired works to explore how we could interact and exchange information with our cities, geography, and digital information systems in today's digital age. The ecological co-development section presenting ecological artworks coming from international artists and local Chengdu artists. Another section on the same floor, craft cooperation, focus on protecting, inheriting, and innovating our cultural relics and traditions. In this section, traditional Chinese ink paintings, rice papers, and more were created in contemporary forms. Each section in the Tianfu Art Museum was dedicated to a specific group of artworks. Compared with the section in the Chengdu Museum of Contemporary Art, those exhibitions received mixed comments, as only some included artworks were from well-known artists. Accommodating 506 pieces of artworks made by 272 artists from 35 countries, Chengdu Biennale has set up 8 exhibition sections and 17 parallel exhibitions. The Biennale also enjoyed high popularity. Until July 2021, millions of visitors came to visit the Biennale, many of whom came to Chengdu for the show. So did the Biennale achieve the curator's goal, becoming another Venice Biennale, considering its huge influence, regardless of the strict pandemic control measures in China at that time? The answer is that the Chengdu Biennale still has a long way to go to compete with world-renowned biennials. The 2021 edition has some obvious limitations. The international influence of this edition was quite limited. Searching for relevant news reporting, there were only a few English reports, mainly from the Chinese media. Compared with other leading Chinese biennials, such as Shanghai Biennale and Guangzhou Triennial, the curatorial team was mainly composed of Chinese curators. The absence of coverage from foreign media and independent international curators could largely be attributed to the pandemic control measures in China. What happened in the Chinese art scene has been neglected to some extent. Second, the sustainability of the Biennale was still not guaranteed. The extension of the 2021 FISU Games led to the extension of the Biennale. It was still employed as a tool to create an atmosphere and boost Chengdu's reputation. What if the goal of building a garden city changed again? Without the need to support another sports fest, would we have more editions of the Chengdu Biennale? As commented by art critic Jia Fangzhou, the success of a biennial was not about 1 or 2 editions. It is important to see if the series of biennials can be run continually and regularly. For decades, the Chengdu Biennale has been employed as a tool to assist in promoting Deng's business, catering to his personal needs, or boosting Chengdu's reputation in other local industries. The moving interest resulted in the fact that after running for several years, it still failed to earn a reputation in the international art community. More attention should be paid to the local art scene to rescue the situation, growing the biennial from the need to summarize and present in the context of contemporary Chinese art, especially what happens in the Chengdu. Meanwhile, a professional running system for the management of the Biennale for its long-term development is also urgently needed. Oh, thank you.